Now, although a lot of the Katie books are about art, they're not all about art. Sometimes I write stories about other things, like Katie and the dinosaurs. All those drawings I did in my maths class weren't wasted, you see. They ended up in a book. And the very latest Katie story takes place in Scotland. About a year ago, I came to Scotland. I did lots and lots of sketching from the train. These sketches were done on the train from Glasgow to Fort William. And I used these ideas and these colours and these shapes of mountains in the book, which is called Katie in Scotland. And I think you can tell from the cover who Katie meets when she and her brother Jack go to Loch Ness. But let's just test. Who do you think she meets? Good, all the hands going up, that's what I like to see. Yes, what do you think?
Does she meet Nessie?
She does, of course, meet Nessie. There she is. But it was quite hard deciding what Nessie would look like, because usually I like to sketch things from real life. And I did go to Loch Ness, and I did do some sketching, but only of the castle and the loch, because Nessie refused to come out and model for my drawing. So I had to imagine what Nessie looked like. That was quite hard, because if you go into a shop in Scotland, you'll see lots of models of Nessie that look a bit like this. Let's have some water. And like this. And I thought, well, maybe she looks like that, but I don't think so. If she looks like that, where would her legs be? And that was a puzzle. So I started imagining what she looked like underneath the water. So I tried doing a long, thin, wiggly Nessie like this, with legs. Lots of legs. But I don't know about you, I didn't think that looked quite right. No, that's not how Nessie should look, is it? Not even with spikes down her back. So I tried to think of another way of doing Nessie. And I thought, well, maybe she's very fat with lumps on top of her. So I did a very fat Nessie. With just 4 legs this time, which seems a bit more sensible. Let me see. So I did one like this. It does look more like a dinosaur. But that wasn't quite right either. So I had to think again. And I thought, well, maybe Nessie is a dinosaur. Maybe she's one of the dinosaurs that swims in the water. Maybe she's a plesiosaurus. So that was kind of what I tried next. So I gave her flippers. I figured she could walk a bit on the flippers if she wanted to. And I didn't give her loads of lumps and bumps on her back. I kept her nice and smooth so she could glide through the water. Like this. And that's pretty much how Nessie ended up in the finished book. Let's put some colour on that one. Because that was the other battle, deciding what colour Nessie should be. I think green too. That's what I chose. When I'm working on a book, as you know, I do lots and lots of planning and sketching, and I've got some of the plans here for the Nessie story, Katie in Scotland. So I had to plan all the pages just like I do for my other books in the same way.